Hello, everyone, and welcome to all the fountain pen and fountain pen ink aficionados out there. Today, I'm going to look at some of what I believe are the most lovely of the violet inks. And violet or purple is a color that I like a lot, and occasionally I get a little carried away with it, but I'm going to go over a few of the ones that I think are really spectacular. And so let's start on the edge of violet, which is the most red, and then we'll move to the violet, which is most blue. And in that case, I start with kind of the darker pinks as a starting point. And so I am going to begin with a very handsome ink by Robert Oster, and it's called Dusky Pink, and I like it very much. The swab looks exceptionally light, and you think to yourself, yeah, don't know about that. But in a pen, it really does come out as a really nice writing ink. And so we're gonna do that, Dusky Pink, and this is Robert Oster. Okay, it is light, but very readable in my opinion, and it's not one of the neon, like, retina searing, as my friend Amberly would say. Retina searing inks? No, it is not. And then in that case, it is a little bit more subdued. More on the retina searing side is Solferino by Rohrer and Klingner. And this is a really, really beautiful ink. One of the most, I think one of the most popular, or at least it used to be, and it is a color that just knocks your eyeballs out, which can be good or bad, depending on your point of view. I like this ink a lot. It's really very handsome, and in the right pen, it doesn't look as magenta. I have it here in a very unusual, I think fairly rare, Mont Blanc that was made in Spain after the Mont Blanc factories were bombed during World War II. A number of pens were made in Denmark, which have a completely different look. And then there were also the Spanish Mont Blanc pens. I could tell you a whole story. I think I should do a whole video about this pen and pens like this that were made in Spain. But at any rate, so we're going to do this. This is Rohrer and Klingner, and this is Solferino. Okay, and as you can see, that pen has a nib that's like, it's amazing, amazing. Okay, now the next in our list, and I'm going to say that this is not a Noodler's ink. I'm using a Noodler's bottle, so I'm so sorry to say, but this is a Japanese ink. It is a Kobe ink, and it is called L'Amant. L'Amant, meaning the lover, is a spectacular ink due to the fact that it has some sheen, it has a lot of shading, and it's just in that range where it's not too magenta, it's a little more red-violet, but let me write out L'Amant for you. And this is a Kobe ink made by Sailor, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And this would be my Desert Island ink. If I could only take one purple ink to a desert island, that would be the one. This I find just, it's just perfect. It's really just perfect in terms of color and special qualities. Wonderful. Another ink that I like very well is another Japanese ink called Yozakura. And that, I believe, is a Sailor Manyo ink. It's Sailor, but I'm not sure if it's the Manyo collection or not. So let's take a look at that. I do think that this is, yeah, that's it. It's a very dark and dusty looking ink on the swab specifically, but in a pen, again, it comes out a little bit more legibly, and this is Yozakura. And for me, it comes as close to an old-fashioned Art Nouveau mauve. So I'm putting that in parentheses. This is definitely Sailor. And it does have a dusky dustiness, a little bit of a moody, murky kind of look to it. Let's see what we have so far. Okay. And here we are so far. You can see that there's a good similarity between these two and these two. This has different tones in it, and if you drop it on a paper towel, you'll see the dyes separate. It's very interesting. I like that ink a lot. And I do kind of like the dusky pinks or dusky violets a little bit more than the bright ones. An ink I like more for the scent than anything else. I hate to say it, I like scented inks. I know that the scent doesn't carry across great distances, although maybe it does. I don't smell it after the ink dries, but this is lavande. And so this is a lavender, and it's a very, very handsome color. And it is made by Pastelier, l'artisan, or l'artisan pastelier. Eek. L'artisan, that's it. Pastelier. Okay. And that I find very nice. The scent I like a lot. Others will have a different experience. I know that scented inks are not everyone's favorite. That's for certain. And now to again, this is not a noodler's ink. I just decant small bottles into large bottles. I don't know why. I just like them better that way, and they're easier to fill pens in. And this is the truly beautiful Violet by Deatrimentis, and it is scented as well. And so we have scented Violet by Deatramentis in Germany. Okay, so we have German, we have French, we have Japanese, German, Australian. Okay, and this is a very handsome ink. It's getting to the darker type ink that I enjoy. Yes, but not. This one is. We're getting close to an area that I also like very well. I like the red violets a lot, but then I like these. I don't know, middle of the violets. Okay, and now an ink that I like that's very strange. It is Visconti. It is Orchard in Bloom, named for the Van Gogh painting and the Van Gogh pens that Visconti put out. And of course I have it in the Visconti Van Gogh Orchard in Bloom pen, with the coppery colored metal accents. All right, and so this is an ink that is very dry, and so I'm going to say off the bat that you're going to have to do a little bit of maybe tinkering, we'll say, with this ink to get it to where you want it to be. But it's a very nice ink. In my opinion, the color is vivid, but not retina searing. And as I'll show you, you can see some of the separation of the different ink elements. The edges get very blue, a kind of a dusty blue. And then the base is a reddish violet. Okay, so this is Visconti, and as you can see, I have tinkered with it. So now it's a fairly wet ink, because I prefer smooth flowing inks better. And this is called Orchard in Bloom. All right, very good. And let's take a look again to see how we're progressing. This, as you can see, there's a lot of different color going on in here. And that makes this ink very interesting to me. That one really stands out. This is a good shader in some pens, but that one's really that's kind of coming close to my favorite over here, which is Lamont. All right, just a couple more, and that should do it. An ink that I like very well, but it's not, I mean, it's very similar to a number of the Japanese inks. No, yes, this is in its correct bottle. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is a Sailor Gentle ink, and this is Fuji Musume. And Fuji Musume is getting now towards the very blue end of the spectrum for violet inks. Yep, you can see just how blue it is. It is very light in comparison. Similar, again, to some of the others, to Yozakura, definitely. But the blue in this ink really comes out clearly, at any rate. So this is Fuji Musume. And this is Sailor. Okay. It is in a kind of wet noodle waterman that I am very, very fond of. One of the nicest of my watermans, with a beautiful filigree in gold over the hard black rubber. At any rate, anything else I want to show? One honorable mention is Cosmic Swirl, which I like a lot. Just, I don't even know why it's in this range over here, and I really like that. I'm really learning to love this area of the inks in the violet family. Very similar to Fuji Musume, and I think that's why it's only honorable mention. How many different violet blue inks that with, you know, shading and separate color can you handle all at once? So let's take a good look here. All right, I'm gonna try to get this. Okay. I am really not doing this correctly at all. Okay, so this is the Cosmic Swirl Robert Oster. Very nice, very similar to the Fuji Musume, which is a color that needs to be really seen up close. You can see the various tonalities in this, really exceptional. Yes, this is a very handsome, very blue kind of ink, and the Violet by Detrimentis is just gorgeous in my opinion. This Lavande is a very nice dusky dark purple. And what else? Yeah, the mauve tones of Yozakura, which are very handsome. L'Amant, which is a beautiful, beautiful ink. Not sure if the sheen is coming up at all. Solferino has some sheen in the swab. Here on good paper, it'll sheen up. At any rate, so these are the beautiful purples and violets for spring. And I hope you enjoyed these colors, and I hope you saw something new that you hadn't seen before. And I will be making more videos of my favorite colors as the days go by, and I hope you'll join me. So thank you very much for watching. Until we see each other again.